y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel, Shiko J Love. Thank you all so much for taking the time out to watch this video. I truly appreciate it. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. On this channel, I talk about a little bit of everything: my weight loss journey, wellness tips, family fun, adventure time, all the things, right? It's a plethora of things happening on this channel, but that's me, that's my life, that's my brain. So just thank you for stopping by. Today in this video, I'm going to expound a little bit more on the GLP-1s, different telehealth companies that offer GLP-1s, and pricing a little bit, and things of that nature. So if GLP-1 interests you, if you've been thinking about it, you're scared, you've heard about it, this is the video for you. So please stay tuned if this is of interest. All right, so first things first, what is all the craze about GLP-1s? I know we've heard a lot about GLP-1s, especially, the Hollywood arena, right? Ozempic face, things of that nature. So Ozempic is one of the primary GLP-1s, right? It's usually prescribed for people with type 2 diabetes, but what they found is that GLP-1s help with weight loss, essentially, right? So let's get into it. What are GLP-1s? And I do have a list of notes here. I've done extensive research. I've been on GLP-1 since February 21st of 2024, but I do have my other laptop here just for notes, so I can stay focused, stay on task, and hopefully not struggle through this as much. So GLP-1 medications. What are GLP-1 medications? They are a class of drugs known as glucagon-like peptide-1 receptor agonists, okay? They work by mimicking the effects of a natural hormone in the body called GLP-1. The GLP-1 helps regulate blood sugar, slows digestion, and reduces appetite. Examples of GLP-1 medicines. So like I mentioned before, the main one known as Ozempic, which is also known as semaglutide. Then you have Wegovy, which is also semaglutide, Mounjaro, which is tirzepatide, Zepbound, which is tirzepatide, excuse me. Now, some of the other ones that's been on the market well back in the late 1900s, but it just became like all the craze recently, right? But these have really been on the market for a long time. Trulicity, which is also known as dulaglutide, Victoza, which is liraglutide, Saxenda, which is liraglutide, Byetta, which is exenatide. These medicines, honey, they got some names on them, okay? And this other one, I'm not sure how to say it, Rybelsus, okay? Correct me in the comments if you know what I'm trying to say. Rybelsus, which is oral semaglutide. So now we have, there's others, but this is just what I have here when I put it in my notes when I was doing my research, which helped me or aided me in getting the one that I'm on right now, which is compounded tirzepatide, okay? So I'm just going to compare semaglutide versus tirzepatide, since those are the main two that you hear about, like in the media, or maybe if you see ads about it or on socials, things like that. So semaglutide and tirzepatide, I'm gonna do the verses here. Tirzepatide and semaglutide are both injectable medications used for weight management, but they differ in their mechanisms of action and efficacy. Tirzepatide is a dual GLP-1 and GIP receptor agonist, while semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. Studies have shown that tirzepatide generally leads to greater weight loss and improved blood sugar control compared to semaglutide. Okay, so to simplify it, right, because it's a lot of medical terms, and let me say this. I am not a medical professional. I did not go to school for medicine. I went to school for music. Okay, so these are what I've researched. Okay, so please don't take what I say as grain of salt. Talk to your medical provider about these products. Do your own extensive research. If you're interested, again, talk to your medical provider to see if you are a person who can take a compounded or even a name brand GLP-1 to aid you in your weight loss journey, okay? Because not everyone qualifies. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. And everything ain't for everybody. So please ask your PCP, all right? Ask your PCP. Not Sheikah J. All right. So how do these things work? Okay, again, they act like the natural GLP-1 hormone, which is released after eating and helps regulate blood sugar. 2, they trigger the pancreas to release more insulin, which helps lower blood sugar. 3, suppress the release of another hormone called glucagon, which raises blood sugar levels. 4, slows down the movement of food through the digestive tract, which can lead to feelings of fullness and reduced appetite. And 5, help curb hunger by affecting brain regions that regulate appetite and safety. So that's all good and dandy, but I do want you all to know that there are some side effects with taking a GLP-1. So let me speak from personal experience. Been on it well over a year. I would say that I've experienced a very mild case of nausea. And that was when I'm on 15 milligrams of compounded tirzepatide right now. So I would say I've experienced it on the 15 milligrams, but just a mild case, nothing. I'm not bedridden, anything like that. It's just like when I wake up in the morning, I might be like, I feel a little off. Or sometimes throughout the day, I'm like, mouth kind of gets a little watery. You know how your body starts, and you're like, oh, I think I might have to, but it never occurs. But some of the other side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. More side effects are possible, more serious side effects are possible, but less common, and they can include pancreatitis and they did in animal studies, honey, thyroid tumors. So just know, like any other medicine, there are risks. And it's up to you, and of course, with the assistance or the help of your physician, whether or not, you wanna risk it, right? But that's with anything, whether you're thinking about a weight loss surgery, hell, going to the gym, that's a risk, right? You may pull something, or God forbid, but the machines may not be, I don't know. Everything can malfunction, right? Talk to your provider, okay? So yeah, that's it. Those are the side effects. So now that we know a little bit about what GLP-1s are, some of the brands, some of the side effects, let's talk about my journey, right? Because I can only speak from my experience and my journey. When I started back in February of 2024, I was doing extensive research on different telehealth companies, looking at Trustpilot to see which ones were reputable and reliable and other people's experiences with them. So I came across IVIM, and I'll put that up on the screen, maybe on this side, IVIM Health. IVIM Health at the time, and I still get little emails and stuff, so they still have a membership, like a monthly membership, and it was $79 at the time. $79, and that was to cover like your doctor visits and things like that. And then they had different price points for the different medications. And of course, I'm just starting out, so I was testing the water. So I did semaglutide for 3 months, and I titrated up the way you're supposed to, right? And forgive me, I can't recall right now the titration of semaglutide because I only did it for 3 months because it did not work for me. So if I find the titration, of semaglutide, compounded semaglutide. I'll put it up here, a chart, so you can see how that goes when you're supposed to titrate every 4 weeks. So I did that. And I want to say at the time, their compounded semaglutide started at $199 for the lowest dose. And then I think I might be lying to you. I'll say this. Their prices went up the stronger the dose. So I did it for 3 months and I was like, I need something stronger. This is not working. Do you have something stronger? What's next? My provider at the time with IVIM said, yeah, we have compounded tirzepatide, but I want you to know it's way more expensive and it gets up there. I believe, if I recall correctly, I believe their price point started at $399 for compounded tirzepatide. $399 for compounded tirzepatide at the lowest dose, and then it was $499, and then it went up to $599, and then it went up to $699. You see where we're going with that? Still way cheaper than the name brand, don't get me wrong, but baby, that's a month, okay? Meanwhile, rent is what it is, okay? Car notes and all the things, right? So I'm like, ooh, I don't know how I'm going to be able to put, $699, $799 towards a medication and still be on top of the bills and the things for the kids, right? And just living, gas and food and the necessities. But I did it for a little while with IVIM, but I didn't really feel like I had that support from them, right? It was kind of like, okay, I met with the provider, I got prescribed, okay, I got my medicine, but they didn't check in. So I still kind of felt like alone in the process. And then I got tired of paying those prices. I got tired of paying for a membership. I did. But after that, I went to Mochi Health, and I'll put up their logo here. Mochi Health. I enjoyed Mochi Health. Mochi Health had and still do have a membership, and it's at the time $75 a month at Mochi Health. It may still be $75. I haven't really looked into them lately, but their price points were better. So they had one price no matter the dose. So it was one price point no matter the dose of tirzepatide. And I think I was paying around $300 a month. So that was a lot better than IVIM Health for me. And also too, I feel like they were very supportive. They checked in. They also had a nutritionist. I had a nutritionist with Mochi Health. IVIM didn't offer that. They didn't offer that. And I think they were kind of still new to the game. So they had a lot of kinks to work out. So, no tea, no shade. But at that time, I needed somebody to kind of hold my hand in the process because I was still very much new. But Mochi was pretty good. I love my provider. I was okay with was it $75 or $79 a month? Regardless, it was in the 70s for the monthly membership, but I was okay with that because their price points for the semaglutide, it was one price, and then the compounded tirzepatide was one price. So I was okay with that. I did them for a little while. I started to hear news, from the FDA regarding ending compounded medications because the shortage of Ozempic was over, and the shortage of Mounjaro, all this stuff was over. So after Mochi Health, I was doing more research because I'm like, I don't want to pay a membership fee. I just put it in the price. Put it in the price of the medication so I can't see it. But it's something about dipping in my account for a membership fee and then for the medicine, so twice a month, I didn't like it. I didn't like that. And then I wanted to get into bulk ordering. So I wanted to have enough supply on hand, you know, just in case when I got to a maintenance point, I'll be able to, you know, control my doses and then have, you know, have enough for a year or possibly two, depending on the bud dates, right? You gotta make sure you pay attention to the bud dates. Right now, in my little cosmetic refrigerator that I have, my vanity cosmetic refrigerator that I have in the room, my bud dates are February of 2026. So I'm still okay. I did, again, research on telehealth companies. I saw Ambo, I saw Next Vitality, which I've ordered from them, and I have some Next Vitality compounded tirzepatide in my little refrigerator. But the company that I stand by and have been with for some months now at this point, probably since September, October of 2024, is 5410. 5410, and I'll put their logo over here as well. 5410. Honey, my homies. They my homies. Love them down, because they offer bulk ordering. They have 3-month supply and they send it all at one time. But baby, they have options like Afterpay and Klarna and Affirm, I believe. But they got Afterpay for sure. And Affirm. You can do month to month, or you can do 3 months, and you can do a 6 month. I love it. So I've ordered a few 3-month supply packages from them and 1 6-month supply package. So I have enough medicine in there, along with my Next Vitality, to last me until next year. Now, my bud date is in February, so hopefully, you know, I'll be able to use up the supply by then, but I wanted it to go beyond that. I will probably end up ordering another bulk supply from them probably in November. So one thing I like about 5410 is they have a Facebook group, which Mochi has that as well. They have a Facebook group. They have an app that you can download so that you can ask more extensive questions in the app, and a provider will answer your questions for you. 5410 is who I'm with now, and I've been with them since September, October of last year, and I have no complaints. They have speedy delivery. I love that they have the buy now, pay later options, because the medicines are expensive, especially if you're getting a 6-month supply of compounded medication. I mean, you know, maybe you got it, I don't know, but sometimes that Afterpay and that Affirm, that Klarna option is what I can do. It's what I can do, depending on what's going on. You know, I'm gonna keep it real on this channel. So let me just go on their Facebook page. It's 5410 Health Support Group on Facebook. Again, they have an app for Apple and Google. But yeah, how do I place the order? You go to the website, 5410.com, click on see if I qualify. They're going to ask you some extensive questions regarding your health. Of course, you have to upload your ID for any of these companies, because again, they are real medical professionals, and they have to verify that you are who you say you are, right? Because they're going to be writing you a prescription, just like if you would go to your PCP, like they have verified you so they can prescribe you medication. Some people I've seen in groups are like, why do they ask for my driver's license? I don't know, that seemed a little strange to me. I'm sorry, what? Every time, you know, I go to my PCP, it's like, okay, license, okay, insurance card, okay, they look at me, they look at my license, okay, great, thank you so much. Your provider will be with you soon. I don't know, strange. But once you're approved, you will receive an invite to access your portal. Your provider will send your program details and payment link there as well. After completing your payment, tracking information will be sent to you via both email and text message once your order ships. Okay? And also, too, you don't have to wait a whole 30 days before you're able to place a new order with 5410. So if you're trying to get your supply up, 5410 is the way to go. So it has the breakdown here on their Facebook page. 4-week supply, reorder eligible after 2 to 3 weeks. 8-week supply, reorder eligible after 4 to 5 weeks. 12-week supply, reorder eligible after 6 to 7 weeks. So that is a month and 2 weeks, but that's for 6 months supply. I'm sorry, that was for 12-week supply. 6 month, which is 24-week supply, reorder eligible after 14 to 15 weeks. But even still with that, right, there have to be some type of control. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just reorder every other day and have all of this supply, right? Because they don't want people to overdose on these medications, right? They want you to use them responsibly, but per regulations, they have to have it to where, there has to be some time in between the reordering. But again, when I was with these other telehealth companies, you had to wait 30 days, period. And that was for just 1 month supply. So you'll get your medication and then you would have to place your order, after like 21 days, right? So they can have time for the medicine to get to you so you don't have a lapse, you know what I'm saying, in your dosing, right? So let's see. States they cover, because I remember seeing 5410 when I first got started on my research, to get into this compounded tirzepatide or get into this GLP-1 lane. They didn't ship to North Carolina. So I was like, man, they had really great prices. I like, whenever they start shipping to North Carolina, baby, I'm on it. And I was on it, and they finally start shipping to North Carolina. Let's see. But they do ship to a lot of the states. But go to 5410.com, FAQ tab, and see states we cover, and see if your state is one that they provide too. Do I need labs to get started for 5410? No, labs are not required for most patients to start a GLP-1 medication program, and temporarily for refills too. In some cases, labs may be requested if you have underlying health conditions such as kidney or liver disease, or if your intake form indicates the need for further evaluation. Providers carefully review your intake form to ensure the medication is safe for you without unnecessary testing. If you have concerns, the support team is available to assist. Pharmacy and shipping. 5410 partners with BPI Labs, a 503B registered compounding pharmacy. Health Warehouse is the new distributor for BPI Labs and is responsible for shipping and fulfillment. Okay, so we got that information. Payment plans and options, honey. We accept credit/debit cards, ACH, Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, and FSA/HSA. Baby, if you got you an HSA and you've been, racking up, especially if, your company contributes to it, like my company contributes and I contribute to it. So, you can use your HSA and your FSA if you have that option. But you can use all that to split a payment. Please request a split payment link. Baby, 5410 said, honey, we got you. They said, we got you. We got you. We got you. We understand life is life, and eggs is high, groceries up, rent up, mortgage, all the things. Taxes is up. We understand. So any way we can assist you, we will. We got you on Afterpay, Klarna, Affirm, HSA, all the things. FSA, ACH. Honey, baby, ask for a split payment link so you can do a little bit of credit card and Afterpay or what have you. Okay, so there's that. And if you have any questions about which GLP-1 you feel will be better for you, I love that you can send a message in their portal and somebody will get back to you within 24 hours. They will get back to you and answer any questions that you have. Also, again, you can ask certain questions on their Facebook group, but you have to be careful because they can't provide medical information or medical advice. They can't provide medical advice on like the Facebook group because it will get the page shut down. So that's why they direct you to the portal. But in the portal, baby, have at it. Ask what you want to ask. One thing too I like about 5410, and I do utilize this service with them as well. They don't just offer compounded tirzepatide, compounded semaglutide. They also offer BioBoost, B12 injectables, and NAD plus injectables. So those are supplements, right? Like the BioBoost is supposed to help you burn fat, right? So of course you got the slow digestion from the GLP-1 and all that. You're working out, you're drinking your water, right? You're minding your business. But also to help with getting some of that extra fat off of you. You know what I mean? Taking those weekly injectables of the BioBoost truly helps. And a lot of people are B12 deficient. Again, if you get your labs done, you talk to your provider, they can tell you whether or not you are. But if you are B12 deficient, they have an injectable for that as well. And I know, I get it. We don't want to feel like pin cushions, right? And I understand that. But I don't know, eventually it just becomes a way of life. Like when you're starting to take control of your health, it doesn't become as such a task, right? It doesn't become like such a, I got to do my injection today. It actually, you look forward to it. Like today is Saturday, and Saturdays are my injection days. And I typically get up and I have a slow morning on Saturdays and I drink my water and things. And then I do my injection in the morning before the hustle and bustle, because that time is for me, right? I like that when the house is quiet and it's settled and I'm the only one up. And I'm like, I'm having a moment and I'm gonna take my medicine and then I'm gonna sip my coffee and it's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great day. But back to it. Also too, if you got questions or want to know what exactly BioBoost is, B12 and the NAD plus, or if you want to know what those supplements are, you can go to 5410.com FAQ tab and they'll answer it, honey, for you. They'll answer it. So I just wanted to get on here today just to kind of do a breakdown again of compounded tirzepatide, compounded semaglutide, and mention some of the name brands and other brands that are out here. Again, I'm not a medical professional. Please talk to your PCP if you are thinking about going down this road. I don't have anything negative to say. I don't have anything negative to say. Again, I started this journey at 230 pounds. I started at 230 pounds. I am now, I toggle between 170 and 175. But again, it depends on what you eat. Sometimes I eat more salt than normal, or what have you. So water weights and water retention. I'm not in maintenance right now. But my God, has it been a fight to get out of these 70s. But also too, let's be real. This past month of May, I got a little bit, weary and well doing. I'm gonna say it like that. I got weary and well doing. I'm so hard on myself when it comes to my health. I've always been that way. Again, trauma, right? If you watched my other video, I'll link it here. my first video here on YouTube where I talked about my weight loss, and I talked about the traumas growing up, being an overweight kid, being bullied, you know, my mama's friend saying, oh, you're such a pretty girl, but you'll look better if you got rid of that stomach, you know. Being bullied by family, by friends, and then I eventually turned into the bully. And then the whole story of I lost 70 pounds within a summer. So from 8th grade to 9th grade, I lost 70 pounds. That's only 3 months, y'all. A summer is only 3 months. Like when you're in grade school, you know, or school period. I lost that 70 pounds. I was counting calories on, it was pen and paper back then, honey. My mama bought me a treadmill. I used to run. I always was an athlete. I used to cheer. I used to track. Anyways, go back and watch that video where I break it down for you all. So I've been hard on myself since I was a legit, as we say in the country, since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So I told myself the month of May, I'ma chill, which has been hard for me because I have a all or nothing mindset, which I'm trying to shift, right? But it's hard to shift that mindset when you've had that mindset all your life. And that's my thing. So the month of May, I said, Sheikah, no counting calories, no weighing your food. Eat, exist, enjoy. If y'all watched another vlog when we went to Carowinds last week, I had a little bit of funnel cake. Baby, I would never. Fried bread, sugar down, baby, I would never. I had me a little bit, and it was good, but I can only do a little bit. I really can't consume a whole bunch of sugar. I can't. My tolerance for that has lessened because I don't consume that stuff often. But I had that. I had some juice. All right, I had some juice. I only drink 3 things: water, coffee, herbal tea. Water, coffee, herbal tea. I had some juice at Carowinds, or whatever this stuff is. Child, probably got all types of red dye 40, and all the things that you can't pronounce, but I had some. Again, sugary. Couldn't have too much. A sip was all I needed to be like, oh, okay, that's good, and that's enough. But stay focused, Sheikah. This month of May, I told myself, let go of some of the restrictions, Sheikah. Live a little. Live a little. Because all my life, I literally woke up and thought about food, thought about don't eat a lot of food, eat just a little bit of food. When people watch me, I don't like people watching me as I eat because I have this trauma, right? And body dysmorphia, even though I'm 170, I still sometimes feel or think people see me as 230 pounds. Like even Janae tells me, baby, you are not in the BBW club no more. Like, I mean, you still thick, right? I still got my curves and stuff. She said, but you're not, I wouldn't call you BBW. You gotta let it go. Like she was in the closet the other day and was like, you gotta get rid of some of these clothes. Why do you still got 2 X's in here? 2 X's and 3 X's. When the shirts you wear are some mediums and some larges. You know what I'm saying? Why you still got size 18 jeans in here? I wear size 10. So it's tough though. It's tough rewiring your brain, and it is a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle combating. It's a daily struggle combating the negative thoughts that never stop. So June the 1st is tomorrow. June 1st is tomorrow. And I got to get back on my routine. Because again, right, that all or nothing mentality for me, because I allowed myself to indulge for May, I have had more Starbucks than I would like to admit. And mind you, y'all saw my Starbucks order in the Carowinds trip at the end where, it's a grande cappuccino, 3 pumps of espresso, 3 pumps of vanilla, syrup, oat milk, extra hot, right? So the cappuccino in itself, the oat milk cappuccino in itself is 140 calories, and each pump of syrup is around 20 to 30 calories. So mind you, it's not that terrible. It's not that terrible. It ain't the best, but it's not that terrible compared to getting a iced mocha latte, the frappe, right? Which can range up to the 200s up to about 400 or so calories, right? But I've had that, and I've had these heat 'em up things from Starbucks, you know, the Impossible Sandwich process is what I'm trying to say. I've had a lot of processed foods in the month of May, and my energy is already low because I'm severely anemic. Okay, I've had to have iron transfusions a few times in my life. Matter of fact, I had iron infusions 2 months ago, and baby, I'm like, is this the Temu version? Because did it work? It's not working. I'm tired as all get out. Okay, tired as all get out. So I've had more processed food than I would have liked to admit, and also Starbucks. So June the 1st is tomorrow. I've got to reset my system. And I know that's why I've been in a weight loss stall, because I'm not done losing weight, right? I told myself if I got to 165, I'll see how I feel. If I get to 165 and see how I feel, how I look, how my stomach looks, that would determine whether or not I want to be in maintenance. But I've been in maintenance against my will. I've been in maintenance for 2 months, maybe 2 months. And I want to break that. But I know that my activities for the month of May, my eating habits for the month of May, have not encouraged more weight loss. Thank goodness I've been able to maintain, right? Because if I would have gotten back up to the 80s and all, I probably would have had a whole meltdown. But I've been able to maintain, so I'm grateful for that. But now it's time to kick it back into high gear. It's, about to be June, honey. It's hiking season. I'm ready. I'm a hiker. I'm an outdoorsy girl. I love to be in the woods, honey. Be one with nature. That's me all day. I'm about to go hiking, be outside. I need to get my water back up because, again, all or nothing. All right, I stopped my routines, so my water intake has not been the greatest. Food intake has been terrible, and water intake has been very low, and coffee has been very high. Coffee dehydrates you. It dehydrates you, and I have not had enough water to, dehydrated. So I've got to kick it back in gear, and I'm excited, right? I'm excited. I've had a month of rest. I'm excited to get back to my practices. I'm excited to do my routines and work what works best for me, right? To some people, it may be extreme, counting calories, weighing food, meal prepping. I get it. Some people, it's extreme, it's mundane, but baby, it works for me. And if I'm out of routine in one way, I'm out of routine in all the ways. Luckily, I've been working out, but I ain't been doing a lot of strength training like I would like to. I've been walking. I've been doing my bare minimum, what my bare minimum is for Sheikah, which is walking for at least 30 minutes. I've been getting my steps because at work I'm here, there, and everywhere, and I make it a point to get my steps, but I have not been at the level that I wish to be at, right? Because again, it's all or nothing. It's an all or nothing man. It's an all or nothing mindset, and I'm working hard to break that. Pray my strength. Okay, so I've been talking for a little while now. Hopefully you all get something out of this video. I pray that you do. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment or send me a DM directly. You can follow me here at Sheikah J Love, of course, YouTube. On Instagram, I'm Sheikah J Love. And then on Facebook, I am Rashika Jordan. And I will put that below. Thank you all for spending your time with me. Thank you for checking this video out. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. commenting. I appreciate you all, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.